All right, all right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Teacher Nivs, Dr. Joe's reading and writing class. Today is September 18th, 2025. If you can hear me clearly, can I get a 72 in the chat? If you can hear me clearly, can I get a 72 in the chat? Nice, nice, nice. Annabelle, I think I said 72, but at least you can hear the 7 in there. So I guess I'm gonna hope you can hear me clearly from there. Okay, let's get started. The book of the day, A Monster Calls. Annabelle, Kevin D2. Okay, Annabelle, how about you read this one?
A monster calls Patrick Ness. Connor has the same dream every night. Ever since his mother first fell ill, ever since ever since she started the treatments that don't quite seem to be working. But tonight is different. Tonight when he wakes, there's a visitor at his window. It's ancient elemental, a force of nature, and it wants the most dangerous thing of all from Connor. It wants the truth. Patrick Ness takes the final idea of the late award-winning writer Seal Behandled and weaves an extraordinary and heartbreaking tale of mischief, healing, and above all, the courage it takes to survive.
Awesome. Let's keep going. The mini bio of the author. Let's get Austin. Austin, can you read this?
Recommended author and book. Patrick Ness, an award-winning novelist, has written over Radio 4 and the Sunday Telegraph as and is a literary critic for The Guardian. He has written many books, including the Chaos Walking trilogy, the Crash of Hennington, topics about which I know nothing, and A Monster Calls. He has won numerous awards, including the Guardian Children's Fiction Prize, the Book Trust Teenage Prize, and the Costa Children's Book Award. Born in Virginia, he currently lives in London.
Awesome. Cool. Um, let's go to the quote of the day. So this quote, I added a little bit more. Without a filter, a man is just chaos walking. In this context, a man means man and woman, a human. Um, what could this quote mean? What is a filter in this context? And do you agree that humans need filters? Um, 4 sentences minimum, 5 minutes. I'm starting the timer now. All right, all right. Time is up. Let's see what we came up with. Okay, Russell, would you like to read yours?
I believe that this quote is conveying that without the restraint that keeps all of the human emotions in, all of the crude emotions would spill out. The filter, in this case, being a barrier between our inner thoughts and speech. And without this blockade, all the inner thoughts and emotions would be uncontained.
And without this blockade, so this is a separate thought. Without this blockade, all the inner thoughts and emotions would be uncontained. So I like this. This is a very interesting thought. The only thing is, it's sort of repetitive. The crude emotions would spill out and thoughts and emotions would be uncontained. But what is missing here is, why is that so bad? Um, and so that's where this you should expand upon, sort of explaining like really the depth of your point. But it is a very cool, interesting point of view. I never thought of the filters being restrained to keep human emotions in. Um, that's very cool stuff, Russell. But yeah, it's just missing a chunk of explanation there. I'll just add a yellow for that. Ethan, would you like to read yours?
I believe this quote is saying that if you don't have any discipline, we can cause a lot of troubles. Also, I think it also represents the things we hide away so that we don't cause that much trouble. Also, if we don't have these filters for discipline, we would be living in a world where chaos rules.
Okay, nice. I believe that this quote is saying that if we don't have discipline, comma, remember if statements or since or whatever, if da da da, comma, then blank. We can cause a lot of trouble. Also, comma, I think it also represents the things we hide away so that we don't cause trouble. But comma, if we never had those filters for discipline, comma, we would be living in a world with where chaos rules. This question, we don't have discipline, cause a lot of trouble. I think it also represents the things we hide away so we don't cause trouble. So again, it feels like you're almost repeating. We don't have discipline, we can cause a lot of trouble. It also represents things so that we don't cause trouble. The conclusion for both of these is that we don't cause trouble, but it's not clear what you mean by the things we hide away. So it should definitely needs an example or some sort of explanation here. If we never had those filters for discipline, also filters should be lowercase. For discipline, we would be living in a world where chaos rules. So I kind of like the inclusion of chaos, but again, we would have to explain, no, how do we get from filters to discipline to chaos? I guess that's what is missing here. Like, you make some good points. Like, maybe I agree chaos would rule if we don't have discipline, but what what exactly are we taught? How do we get there from human filters, right? That you need to clarify that bridge a bit more. Quite a bit more. Okay, Austin, would you like to read yours?
The quote suggests that people need certain things to help them act properly in society. These filters give people structure and control over their behavior. Without these filters, a person's actions and thoughts could become wild and uncontrolled, like chaos walking. Most people agree that having some filters is a good thing. Filters can be social rules, personal beliefs, or mental processes that help regulate our impulses. Filters allow people to behave in a more organized and responsible way.
Awesome. I really like the use of chaos walking and filters in the sentence where you try to explain it. It's sort of very clear, draws that bridge or builds that bridge for the reader very clearly, which is good. The goal suggests that people need certain things to help properly society. Now, I feel like you could expand upon, or this could be described a bit better, like what does it mean to be proper? Maybe you mean like act according to societal expectations. That would be a little bit more clear than act properly, because properly can mean different things depending on who you're talking to. So maybe it would just be better to say like act according to their society or act properly according to their society or their like, community, etc. These filters give people structure and control over their behavior. Okay, interesting. Okay, great. Filters can be social. This is perfect. This is what we're looking for. Filters allow people to behave in a more... Okay, so what I would say is actually this should be right over here. I'm actually going to just move it. It should be structured this way. You can start with your main point. Yep, they need these to act properly. They give people structure and control. Immediately, you have to then explain what filters are. Or even earlier, you could even start with the beginning by saying filters are social, blah, blah, blah. People need filters, da, 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 etc., right? As the quote mentions. So, but this has to be very early on. We need to understand what filters mean from the very beginning. It's actually quite interesting that you included it, but decided to put it at the end. We need to maybe discuss as a class structuring your points. And then without filters, etc. This is the perfect structure. This is a beautiful response right here with this structure. So good stuff. Awesome. Okay. Last two, but not least. Annabelle, would you like to read yours?
This quote is trying to say that inside people are full of chaos. Whenever they go out in public, they put on a shield that hides the bad parts of them and makes them seem better than they really are. Without the shield, all the person's emotions and feelings that were kept inside before are revealed.
People are full of chaos. Great. Okay, great. I like this. I like the structure and it's grammatically well put together, but here we just need some bridges. Like people are full of chaos, okay. When they go in public, they put on a shield that has the bad parts. But like sort of what is a shield or how are they doing that? How are they putting on a shield? Like it's just sort of we're explaining a metaphor with another metaphor, which is fine, but there needs to be a little bit clearer bridge drawn, I think, for the reading. But overall, it's great. I mean, I understand, by the way, for everyone's response, I understand what you guys are saying generally, and I do like it. But I just want you guys to be very particular or very, very clear, I guess is a better way to put it. James, would you like to read yours?
I think that this quote means that without the capability of calming down and keeping a person's emotions within all of a person's depressed thoughts would come pouring out. This would be bad because mean remarks can always make a person sad. And if a person can't hold in those remarks, it wouldn't benefit the society and would make it even worse.
Emotions within all of his depressed thoughts would come. This would be bad because mean remarks can always make a person sad. And person can hold in those remarks, it wouldn't benefit society and it would make it worse. Make it even worse. Would it benefit the society and it would make it even worse. Okay, this would be bad because mean persons. Keeping a person's emotional within all the person's process with the point out to be bad. I guess I'm not too sure depressed thoughts immediately mean mean remarks. I could be wrong, but I kind of feel like depressed thoughts, there needs to be a jump, like when you need to have like a line or something that says, when people are depressed, they act cruel or negatively towards other people, making mean remarks to other people, that can always make that, and then from there, this you can continue this. Okay, interesting. My only thing is also though, no, you have a good you do point paint a pretty good picture of like, what kind of thoughts are negative and how that would affect other people. Um, but I guess it's sort of implying that everyone has depressed thoughts. I guess everyone has like some depressed thoughts, but like, is that what is referred to as like everyone's just a chaos walking, right? So I think it needs to be connected a little bit closer, a little bit more. Sorry, it needs to be connected a little bit closer to the quote. And I feel like this is also only like sort of one aspect of, a person's deep thoughts and whatnot. I could be wrong about that. Maybe everyone has depressed thoughts and everyone understands that it means mean remarks. Okay, good stuff, guys. Good stuff all around. But yeah, for the next activity, well, not this one, but when we're answering the questions for the article responses, I do want everyone to try and be a little bit more particular and clear cut with what they're trying to say. Um, like you can make big, bold statements, use metaphors, but then there needs to be some sort of maybe an example or something that's clear cut to what you're trying to say as well. Okay, let's do vocab of the day. Let's get Russell. Russell, can you read this for us?
Opprobrium. Noun. Harsh criticism or public disgrace. The official resigned in shame after the opprobrium he faced for mishandling the funds. Inveterate. Adjective. Having a long established habit or interest that is unlikely to change. She was an inveterate reader, finishing several novels a week. Insouciant. Adjective. Showing a casual lack of concern. Indifferent. He strolled into the meeting with an insouciant smile, ignoring the tension in the room. Vituperative. Adjective. Bitter and abusive in language. The debate devolved into a vituperative exchange of insults rather than a reasoned arguments. Exiguous. Adjective. Very small in amount. Meager. The charity's exiguous funds limited the scope of its outreach programs.
Awesome. Okay, you guys know the drill. 3 minutes. I'm starting the timer, or actually, before I start the timer, let me throw this in the chat. I know you guys like that. Okay, starting the timer now. Okay, guys, I gave you about an extra minute and a half. See what we came up with. All right. Ethan, start us off.
The extra insolent people like Bob don't really care about politics that much. While the other people, they are oppressed the new inverted rated laws made by the government and are using vertipative words on the Facebook page for the government.
Awesome. Okay, so this would be inveterate. Oh, sorry. The exiguous, insouciant people like Bob don't really care about politics that much. While other people opprobrium. While other people, how about express their opprobrium of the new inveterate laws made by the government and are using vituperative words on the Facebook page for the government. Made by the government. Okay, while others express they're made by the government. Okay, so I would just say made by the government with vituperative words, and then we could just get on the face. Okay, no, I guess it's being more specific. Okay, that's fine. The structure just feels a little bit awkward. They express their, let's say, dislike of the laws made by the government using harsh words on the Facebook page for the government. We're using for the government, by the government twice. I feel like this can be rearranged a bit cleaner. But good job nonetheless. I mean, this is still a difficult activity, so to do. So you still managed to get all the words in two sentences. So good stuff. Or is that one sentence? That's technically one sentence. Good stuff. Okay, James, would you like to read yours?
Jimmy faced opprobrium and vituperative remarks every day because he had an exiguous amount of money and how he was an invertebrate eater. However, Jimmy was insouciant in every other aspect.
Nice. Because he had an exiguous amount of money and how he was because he had this and how he was that. Okay. Because he had this and get rid of the how there, and he was an inveterate eater. And we could even get rid of the subject here. However, Jimmy was this year. Okay, great. Good job, James. Russell, would you like to read yours?
The wait, the exiguous amount of hate George gets compared to the vituperative opprobrium, opprobrium Bob faces makes George's almost look insouciant. Bob's accusers can be called inveterate Bob markers due to this fact.
Nice. Good stuff, Russell. Yeah, good job. Okay, Annabelle, would you like to read yours?
Bob had an inveterate habit of being insistent about homework, even if it was due the next day. After submitting an exegesis essay, even though it was supposed to be 6,000 words, Bob had to endure a vituperative opprobrium from the teacher.
A program from the teacher. Nice, good job. Okay. I think that's it, right? Yep. Okay, let's move on to the next activity. Yeah, it's too early for article. So let's do our hot takes. We'll just do hot takes. We won't have a chance to fight against them this class. But please defend your position to the best of your abilities. Maybe we can have a quick vote on like which is the worst take. Worst being which is the hottest take. Okay, 5 minutes. Give your hottest take, and defend it to the best of your ability. Okay, starting the timer now. All right. Time is up. Let's see what we came up with. Okay, Ethan, start us off.
Solo Leveling is the best anime of all time. First of all, it's broken one of Crunchyroll's records within 24 hours after the first season released. Also, it got 9 out of the 13 anime awards. Not only the second, not only had the second season of the of the first of the season of the anime come out already really soon to the first season, but they are also releasing the third season soon in early 2027. No doubt about it, Solo Leveling is the best anime by far.
Okay, firstly, this is just false. Okay, there's some amazing animes out there, but I appreciate the passion. Secondly, you got 9 out of 13 anime awards. If you're gonna list this, actually, you should it needs a qualifier because is it like from a specific award show? Is it from just generally like 9 out of 13 of the most recognized anime awards, etc., something like that? It needs a qualifier. Anytime, like that goes for anyone, anytime you guys are mentioning something like this, keep in mind the reader doesn't, for most things, unless it's a specific audience or whatever, but most of the time you have to assume your reader does not have the same specific knowledge as you for anything that you write. Not only does the second season, not only does the second season of the anime come out really soon, not only did the second season of the anime come out really soon after, we don't need the really, but they're also releasing the third season soon in the early 2027. I don't know if we can say that's soon. And let's just say in early 2027. No doubt about it. So loving is percent. This is a very, very extremely hot take because I totally disagree. But I appreciate the passion and knowledge like this.
I also don't agree, but like I didn't have anything else to think of. Also, like, Solo Leveling has like been very popular lately.
Wait, you don't agree with your own hot take?
Nope. I think Hunter x Hunter is better.
Oh my gosh, this is then why didn't you just say it's the best anime of this year or something?
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Okay, good stuff, Ethan. Samuel, would you like to read yours?
Gymnastics is the hardest sport. It's so physically demanding and requires a lot of talent and skill.
Awesome. Okay, I think there's a lot to add here because you know what? I used to say this is a hot take. I think I agree now. I've never done gymnastics in my life, but I think it is, you have a strong argument. There's a lot more to add here. And I think um it's a good hot take too because most people are passionate about their sports and they would disagree, but um it's you have strong arguments here. Do you do gymnastics yourself, Samuel?
Nope.
No, okay, okay. That makes it even that's a stronger, sorry, that adds some, let's say, credibility to your hot take. Annabelle, would you like to read yours?
Mushrooms are terrible. They are squishy, stinky, and most of all disgusting. It has an unbearable texture that is between jelly and egg white. They taste like dirt with a bitter aftertaste.
I'm starting to think, Annabelle, that you just don't like a lot of foods. It seems like you're very, very particular with the food you eat. Is that true?
Mm, maybe?
Because I feel like you come with a lot of hot takes related to food. So that's funny. Anyways, I disagree. I think mushrooms are great. You have some good points here, though. You do have good points here, but there are also so many types of mushrooms. So, but good hot take. Russell, would you like to read yours?
Gym culture is often overrated, despite the way it's glorified on social media. The idea that you need a fancy membership, expensive gear, and a TikTok worthy workout routine to be healthy is misleading. Physical fitness doesn't have to be synonymous with lifting heavy weights or spending hours on a treadmill. It can be as simple as walking, cycling, hiking, or doing bodyweight exercises at home. In fact, outdoor activities often provide mental and emotional benefits that a crowded gym cannot, like fresh air, sunshine, and a sense of freedom. Obsessing over gym aesthetics can also contribute to burnout or unhealthy comparisons, making fitness feel like a chore rather than lifestyle. True health is about consistency, enjoyment, and balance, not following the latest fitness trends.
Beautiful. Wow, Russell, I feel like you always come with the most passion behind your hot takes. Um, Very good take. Yeah, you don't need, expensive gear and all that. That's true. That's true. Sunshine and outdoor fitness super.
Just go outside and then just like cycle a mile, and then you'll be more fit than running on a treadmill for a
Yeah,
long time.
that's true. That's true. You could also just by your body weight, you could build a lot of muscle and resistance as well if that's what your goals are. So that's good stuff. Good stuff, Russell. Um, okay, James, would you like to read yours?
Ketchup is the best condiment because of its unique flavor and perfect blend of 5 different flavors. Ketchup is inexpensive and easy to access, making it a convenient choice when you want to add more flavor to your meal.
Ketchup is the best condiment. Wow. Easy to access.
No. Chick-fil-A sauces.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Absolutely not. Cane sauce. Cane sauce.
What'd you say? Cane sauce?
What?
Yep, I love cane sauce.
What's cane?
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Ew, no, cane sauce.
You say cane sauce like this? Oh, this is a real thing.
What in the world?
It's Raising Cane's. Do you not know what that is?
I've never heard of this in my life, and this sounds amazing. Okay, I will maybe
What?
look it up later.
You just go to Raising Cane's and just order one. It's really good.
Raising cane sauce. Soy sauce is good. That's fair. I think I don't know what makes up a condiment. I will be honest. People are very particular about this word. Define condiment. Because some people say some things are sauces and some things are condiments, but they're not. Why did I just say define? Define condiment. A substance such as salt or ketchup that is used to add flavor to food. I guess it could mean anything. Okay, interesting. This is a hot take. I have some friends who are very against ketchup. So cool. Okay, Austin, would you like to read yours?
Pineapple belongs on pizza. Anyone who says it doesn't is just being snobbish about food. Sure, pineapple might not be the usual topping for pizza, but who cares? Pineapple adds a really tasty mix of sweet and savory flavors that makes pizza even better. If you can't handle a little tropical fruit on your slice, you need to try new things to open up your taste. People who hate pineapple on pizza are just stuck in their ways and afraid of trying new ideas in cooking. Real pizza lovers know that the best pizzas are the ones that try something different. So stop judging and start enjoying the sweet, juicy goodness of pineapple on pizza. Your taste buds will love it.
I remember countering this in a previous hot take. It was great.
Nice. Good. Good. Yeah, pineapple does belong on pizza. It's great. It's awesome. I'm sorry if you disagree. Um, I feel like most people don't disagree. Side note, my pineapple on pizza, like the Hawaiian pizza, was made in my hometown of Toronto. So,
Oh,
pardon?
I said oh.
Okay. Okay, cool. Um, if you guys like pineapple on pizza, you guys should try grilled pineapple in your burgers. Very good. And mangoes in your spicy burritos. Also very good.
What?
Yep, I said what I said. Grilled pineapple
Mangoes
in
in
your burger.
spicy burger. Spicy burrito.
And then mangoes in your spicy burrito.
Peanut butter. Okay. I'm
Yep,
gonna start questioning a bit.
do it.
Interesting.
And also you could also put pineapples and mangoes in your tacos too. It's
Okay, I thought people already did that though. Like put fruit in their tacos.
good. Good. I
Like
like
burritos though. I never
Annabelle.
heard of
I have zero spice tolerance and I hate tacos. Yeah, Annabelle, I think you're just very, very picky with your food. I think that's what I've learned about you. Um, okay, let's get into the article of the day. Do people ever mispronounce your name? Writer and teenager share stories about their unpronounceable names. Can you relate? Okay, before we get into this, everyone here has a very pretty easy to pronounce name. Is that your like is that do you have another name? Like a lot I know a lot of students have like a Chinese name and then an English name. Or is this the only name you were given? Put a 1 in the chat if you have another name. Put a 0 in the chat if this is your only name. Oh, okay. There's a lot of ones. Okay, so James, that's all he has. Okay, Russell, -1. I don't know what that means. Um, okay, so everyone has a different name. Now, do you guys ever like when do you use your other name? Is that only at home? Is that only when you're in China? Is that or like any other wherever you're from? Or is that like um yeah, or do you just or is that just like on documentation? Like you never no one ever actually uses it. You guys can open your mics and respond or just write it in the chat.
my Chinese name. I usually use it at
China.
home or like Taiwan.
Home or Taiwan.
Normally, I don't really use it at home, but like when I go back to China and meet my relatives, sure.
Oh, really? Okay. So they only call you by your Chinese name?
Relatives, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they say Russell.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. That's
That shortens up my Chinese name because it's very long.
because it's very long. Okay, cool. Well, it's very interesting. I feel like with specifically when I teach students with Chinese background, they have their Chinese name, but they have another name. And then a lot of other ethnicities like, like Indian names or a lot of other ethnicities, they sort of just shorten their real name to like a version that is kind of pronounceable to other people. So it's kind of interesting how everyone handles it differently. Okay. Can I get a volunteer reader? Let's get Samuel. Samuel, can you read this first one?
There was a time when I regularly guided people to pronounce my name, my surname, like that of David Berkowitz, also known as Son of Sam. The worst part wasn't pinning my identity to a serial killer, but that our names in fact sound nothing alike, making the whole effort doubly pitiful. Berkowitz, being a person in notoriety, just provided a useful shortcut. He spared me from needing to explain the Polish rules of Bałtewicz, the C and W reading as Z and V, the stress on the penultimate syllable, the final diagram possessing the gritty ch of churn and not the soft ones of cheese. An exquisitely subtle distinction most English speakers may not even recognize.
Okay, awesome. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to Austin. Austin, can you read this one?
North America's National Basketball Association has recently become unprecedentedly international. The league's efforts to expand its brand began in the mid 1980s through broadcasting and merchandise deals. I lived in Europe as a child and distinctly remember NBA team logos being the hot items to stick on school binders. And then after it sent its best players to the Olympics in 1992 and opened basketball academies around the world, the fruits of the globalization slingshotted back into its home country. Today, many of the NBA's top players were not born here. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Victor Wembanyama, all-stars hailing from Greece and France with Nigerian and Congolese backgrounds, have names that challenge English language conventions, of which letters should appear where. Eastern European draftees include the Serbian three-time MVP Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic from Slovenia, whose trade to the Los Angeles Lakers was front page news. More and more these days, watching a basketball game, I hear parts and variations of my unpronounceable Slavic appendage easily broken. All those unwieldy S's, J's, and C's, the peculiar graphemes, the tongue-twisty polysyllables from the region where I was born are enthusiastically and correctly shouted by announcers on primetime TV. Doncic, 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 and in church, not sick. Jokic, 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 pronounced Jokic, not Jokic. When sportcasters call out Nikola Vucevic of the Chicago Bulls, I feel myself praised by his name. I launched the alley hoop. It sounds like I drew an offensive foul. All the while, Spike Lee and Timothy Chalamet sit watching. Courtside, if asked, they could probably say Baswitz the right way.
Awesome. Great job, Austin. It's kind of funny. I right after I chose Austin, I was like, oh no, I chose the wrong person for this task because Austin is a basketball fan and knows all these names and knows how to pronounce all these names. But I was kind of hoping I got someone who wasn't familiar with these names because these are generally very difficult to pronounce names, right? Most people don't would look at Antetokounmpo and kind of freak out, or Nikola Jokic and Doncic, etc. Or is it Doncic? 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 Anyways. Okay, good stuff. Awesome. All right, let's get Annabelle. Annabelle, can you read this one?
The basketball announcers have taught and millions of ears have heard. Jokic and his CH phoneme is a household name, a lesson already absorbed. My stress about Zoom meeting hellos or public introductions on stages has been massively mitigated. There is no longer a need to mumble my name or hedge it with false models of pronunciation when it's so close to the name of today's Michael Jordan. Seeing or hearing myself in this fanatically beloved activity also makes me feel something I never did growing up. Accepted, even popular, or kind of cool. I, like many with non-English names, have felt doomed to a lesser identity than my peers. People with unfamiliar or difficult to pronounce names are often judged as less capable, studies say. Our achievements and applications are more likely to be passed over. Repercussions are doubly harsh for people of color or those with strong accents. But pop culture has been slowly shifting the currents. In a nation whose defining metaphor is a melting pot, it has taken a comically long time for diverse names to bubble up and not be shortened. Anglicized or outright changed to be more palatable to the English tongue. I cheer for famous unpronounceable comrades like Kumail Nanjiani, Egon Nuadem, or Lupita Nyong'o, whose names won gush by Saturday Night Live announcers and scores of admiring fans give me a therapeutic sense of peace.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, is there I'm trying to think. So because it's kind of interesting. So like as the article is saying, like there's a lot of, newer celebrities, athletes with very different ethnic names that are then normalizing new pronunciations of names and difficult names. And I was going to ask sort of like one of the questions that I have for you is, have you seen this affect your own lives, with celebrities, bringing challenging names to the, to sort of pop culture and things like that. But it's kind of interesting because all of you have English names, and it doesn't really affect you, I guess, because you guys don't normally go by your ethnic names. So that's a very cool difference there. Actually, I never really thought of it like that. So some questions might not apply to you, but I will still tweak them if I need to. Okay. And then last but not least, let's get James. James, can you read this one?
A friend of mine has a Filipino surname, and I felt envious when we were teenagers, seeing its minimal, repeated structure as smooth and easy to handle, unlike the jagged thing I had. In grade school, she pronounced Nen as Neen whitewashing it, she recently told me. Then came her moment of mass culture recognition. Ever since The Real Housewives of Atlanta aired, was its lead character, Nene Leaks. People pronounce her names Kinini, which is far closer to how someone would say it in her parents' birth country. I no longer use the reference point of Nini, the small Hawaiian goose no one's ever heard of, she told me. It's nice being a housewife. Pop culture has pushed American audiences towards an expanding vocabulary stretched incrementally, not like a muscle. As any sports coach would tell you, becoming limber and strong requires patience and a slow approach. For those still getting their names butchered in this country, I think your time is coming. In the near future, someone who comes from the same place as you will dominate an awards circuit or cause an scripted scandal on reality TV or be named an MVP for their superheroic athletic skill. When that day comes, the public handling of even the most acrobatic combinations of letters, the rarest conjunction of sounds, will come off as smooth as Steph Curry's three-pointer. For a moment, however, brief, you'll gain the cool swagger of a four-time NBA champ.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for reading that. Let us go into the first question. So, okay, I guess no, because you guys don't go by your ethnic name, and I'm sure the people who do, like your family, will probably get it right. So I don't think this question is really relevant. So let's keep going. Also probably this doesn't affect you guys. Okay. No. Okay, let's try this one. Is your name special to you? For $1 million, would you change your name forever? I guess both your English name and your Chinese name.
Wait, can I change my name from Russell with two S's to Russell with one S?
No.
What? Changing my name.
Good question. It has to be meaningful change.
What? How about Russell with one L?
No, it's not meaningful. It has to be completely different. No one,
Wait, are you getting paid or are you paying them?
you are getting paid. Okay, maybe a million is too much, especially at your age, you guys. Okay, let's say, for, you know, 10,000, no,
What? No.
$50,000. Okay.
Change it back to 1 million.
No, 1 million is too easy. Okay, fine.
That's not even $250,000.
It's fine.
Just like a Mr. Beast challenge.
Okay,
Yeah, at least $250,000. At least $250,000.
Like for $1 million, change your name.
Can I add 3 letters to my name?
no, meaningful change. Meaningful name change.
Hmm.
I mean, it's
Can
free
I
money.
change it to whatever I want?
You can pick it whatever you want, but it cannot sound the same as Annabelle. It has to be totally different.
Oh, easy.
Like
I just add a K
anything,
in
anything, even like
front.
pencil or capybara or something.
Yes, but this means
If
that.
Tra-la-la, tra-la-la.
But
I
this
change my name from Ethan to Keithan, but I
no,
just put a K in front
a
of the E.
totally different name change. Totally different.
But like, it is a different name. It sounds different, but like,
No,
it's not different. Like, I just add a K in front and it's called
not
Keithan.
even rhyme. It cannot even rhyme with your current name.
It doesn't rhyme though. Keithan and Ethan. It doesn't rhyme.
Okay, no, it's too close. I dictate no.
What?
Uh, and what was this someone saying? It has to be totally different, and you have to like everyone has to call you that. You cannot go by your old name ever again. Okay,
But if I think you're scamming us,
I'm scamming you guys. It's just a practice activity. No one's actually getting $100,000.
What? That's right.
All right. Time is up. I give you guys quite a bit of extra time. Um, let's see. Right. Sorry, I lost all the responses in that. Okay, maybe I need to. Okay, let's start with at the top. Ethan, would you like to read your response?
No, my name is not important to me, but I would change it if there's more money than $100,000. Plus, there is a $10 to $500 fee to change your name. In conclusion, no, I will not change my name unless there was more money involved.
There is a $10 to $100 fee. Okay, yeah, but I mean, $100,000 will cover this very easily.
Yeah,
And
but you lose $500,000 possibly. So it's not worth the risk. Because technically then you're only making $99,500.
that's a lot of money.
You're making $99,990. You're losing that $10.
If you guys were to invest that money, you would get like
I
$5,000.
tried stock market. There's also a fee to remove money from the stock as well.
No, but there's like 5% cash dividends. You could get like $5,000 or
Just
10,000.
invest everything in like NASDAQ or something.
There you go. Um
But still no.
okay, interesting. Okay, Annabelle, would you like to read yours?
To me, my name is not very special since I know at least four other people with the same name as me. I wouldn't change my name for $100,000 because I don't know what will happen if I do. If I change my name, I might get kicked out of school because the teachers don't recognize me. Anything could happen. However, if I was offered $2 million to change my name, there is a small chance I might change it to Kiwi.
$2 million? What the?
See, I would do it if it was a quarter million. Quarter million is some good money.
That's so much money.
Yeah,
1 million.
more than 100,000.
Oh my gosh.
If I could change it to just Russell with one L, I would gladly do it for $100,000.
Oh my gosh.
But then that means everyone who spelled my name wrong actually spelled it right. So
Yeah, I mean that's not even really a name change. That doesn't count for anything. Um, $2 million is
it's a one letter difference.
okay. Russell, read yours.
Even for $100,000, I wouldn't change my name because it's an essential part of my identity. My name carries my history and my sense of self. Money can't replace the personal connection and meaning stored in something so critical to who I am. Changing it would feel like erasing a part of myself.
Wow, that's an interesting answer. That's sort of the more along the lines that I would have expected. Instead, I'm hearing the fee is too much and $2 million or nothing. It's hilarious.
But if you give me like $2 million, I'll do it.
Oh my gosh.
What
No,
about the cash value?
Hey, I can just invest it all in some trash stocks and then see if it doubles and then like get 4 million and then I gamble it all
but then if
and
it
then get like
Poker or
100,000
black?
million.
Would you gamble it on poker or blackjack?
Poker, probably.
I don't
Poker's better.
encourage gambling, so I'm going to have to end this conversation there. Samuel, would you like to read yours?
I wouldn't prefer to change my name, but I would for $100,000. At school, teachers literally have to say my name, my last name, two. Well, I meant two like O's, because how popular my name is.
So they say Samuel Lin or Samuel Yin.
Uh,
Cool. So okay, so just on its own you wouldn't, but for $100,000 you would. Okay, cool. This is the first person that said yes, I think, for 100,000. Okay, James, would you like to read yours?
I would not choose to change my name because there's no reason to change my name since mine is so easy to pronounce and your name doesn't matter much because it won't affect you at all.
Okay, since it is so easy to pronounce and your name doesn't matter much because it won't affect you. Okay, so this is sort of there's like so many contradictions here. One, the reason being you're getting $100,000. Two, it's easy to pronounce, which is great, but it doesn't matter much. So if it doesn't matter much, then like you might as well change it, kind of thing, right? Like that's sort of the logic um I'm following here. So I think that needs to be fleshed out a bit more. Um, but yeah, okay, cool. So only Samuel would change his name for $100,000. Either I feel like you guys need to understand how much $100,000 is. That's like you never have to worry about paying for school or, you know,
Yeah,
cars.
but but some schools are really expensive.
That's true. And or okay, yeah, okay, that's true. Some schools cost more, but like I don't know. Most likely you won't. Okay. Do you make an effort to pronounce people's names correctly? Do these stories make you want to try harder at doing so? Explain. I'll give you guys 3 minutes. Now, I guess pronounce people's names, not like the easy to pronounce names, talking about the hard ones, obviously. Okay, 3 minutes starting now. All right, all right. Let's see what you guys came up with. Okay, Ethan, would you like to read yours? Guys, punctuation, punctuation.
Yeah. No, I just ask them for their name, and if I get it wrong, I give them a nickname that they are fine with and call them that.
If I get it wrong, I give them a nickname that they are fine with and call them that. Cool. Annabelle, would you like to read yours?
I usually try to pronounce people's names correctly unless it is with my friends. However, most of the people at my school either have a nickname or an easy to pronounce name like Alex. This article did not influence me at all because I have no experience with hard names.
You have no experience with hard names. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's cool. Um, yeah, I guess it depends on where you live and like what kind of schools you go to, etc. Russell, would you like to read yours?
I try to pronounce every name correctly the first time because if I don't, I will keep pronouncing it like that forever. Normally, I don't call people by nicknames because not referring to them by their name is disrespectful unless they're my friends. And then I roast them all the time, so who cares?
Hmm. Okay, nice. Normally I don't call people by nicknames because not referring to my name is disrespectful unless they're my friends. Yeah, no, I think you have to give everyone's name a try, maybe even ask them how to pronounce it, give it a try, and then say like, you know, actually you can't say a lot of people find it disrespectful to even ask if there's another name that they can say. So sometimes you just have to keep trying until they say themselves that, hey, you could just call me this instead. Like, so that is my recommendation to all of you. Just keep trying to pronounce their name, keep doing it until they give you a nickname or something instead. Do not offer one yourself. Do not ask for one yourself. Okay, James, would you like to read yours?
This story does not make me want to try to pronounce another's name correctly because so many other people pronounce it wrong, so it doesn't matter if I do.
Okay, so yes, for like those difficult names, you're saying in the story that everyone pronounces it wrong, but also generally people with difficult names, everyone pronounces it wrong. They're probably used to it. Doesn't matter if you do it specifically. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. That is possibility. I still think you should try and be polite, etc. Um, okay, we have about 5 minutes left. I don't think any of you guys would have a story involving your name, right? A memorable interaction involving your name, someone mispronounced it, someone surprised you by saying it perfectly. Is it anyone with that?
I have one, but it's not with the name itself, it's with the spelling of my name.
Sure, go for it.
In the chat?
Sure,
Or,
allowed.
well, one time someone spelled my name with an LE at the end. Well, actually, everyone I met spelled it like that at first, so.
So you're saying it was spelled like Anna Bill, like that?
No, Annabelle.
Oh, Annabelle. Yeah, 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 okay. I think that's like I know Isabel is usually spelled like that. Isabel is like that. So that's a fair misspelling there. Okay. Um, Russell probably gets a lot of people putting one S or one L. Fair enough. Okay. Okay, here's another one. Okay, this one might impact a lot of you. Would you give your kids a easy to pronounce name and a ethnic name, or just one easy to pronounce name? Like if it's all up to you, would you guys do easy? Like a lot of you guys have a Chinese name as well. Would you give your children the same thing, or would you sort of break tradition and just give one name? Throw your answers in the chat really quick. We only have 2 minutes. No timer. Or you can even raise your hand and just answer. I would give my kids the easy pronunciation. Okay, so everyone's saying they're going to stick to tradition and give both names. Okay, I would give my kids real complex names so I can nickname them because kids with kids with nicknames are just cool. That's kind of funny. I would nickname them anyways. Cool. That's pretty funny, guys. Okay. So for the homework, I'm thinking I like this question. Where is it? Total name change. What is the lowest price? Lowest, what is the lowest amount of money you would take to change your name forever? This includes all your names. I.e. first, last, and ethnic names. Okay, so we'll use that. We'll keep that as the homework. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for participating really well. I'll see you all next week. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.